put up a big fight.
All right, well, it's about time. Is the crowd ready?
I think so.
I think they are. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the first match of the Rocket League Championship Series Grand Finals for Season 2. It's NRG versus Precision Z. With the commentary, down on the desk, is going to be Shogun and Lawler. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Axel Toss. We are here in the glorious Theatre Amsterdam for what is going to be the beginning of the end. We are going to be here to be casting Precision Z versus NRG in the very first game of this weekend.
What beautiful storylines we have for you, everybody. NRG, they come in as the regional champion 2 seasons in a row, and then they get to land and have an issue. Is that going to plague them again? Precision Z, a team that's met by uncircumstances, where they just come together, they form, and then make it all the way to the land.
It's really going to be interesting. Like they said throughout the entire thing, this entire weekend is about storylines. You have mentioned it, Cher. We've got NRG, hugely experienced, and by experience, I mean they've been at one whole LAN, but we've had one whole LAN, and they've got Precision Z coming up. They have got no experience apart from Siki, who is the one we want to look at throughout this, because he is going to be incredibly important to their success. His voice needs to be the loudest in those comms because he is the one that has done this before.
Right, it's one of those things that Mentil Game is such a huge proponent when it comes to the LAN. NRG has been here before. They know what it's like to feel this pressure of you guys in the crowd, and that's very difficult to come across. Siki, on the other hand, has gone through that as well, but it's going to be more so a matchup between Sad Jr. and Skyline. Pay attention to these two players. If Stad Jr. goes off, this Precision Z team needs to be careful.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to get started here in the very first game as we see early pressure coming in from Precision Z. Jacob with the early takeaway. Caleb has to get out of the safe, but that is not convincing enough, and Siki has to help him out, but Jacob and the rest of NRG are going to put that pressure on early in this match, forcing them to try and get rid of that ball. It's going to be really interesting as we see this first match. It's going to be the most important one out of all of them to see how some of these players react to these LAN nerfs.
The most difficult thing about this NRG team ball coming down in front of the net is how unconventional their play style is. As soon as you think you figured out, they adjust, they change it up, and then you got a totally different ball game.
They need to keep Jacob and Fireburner as quiet as possible. Those two have found each other. They have been the best pairing of the tournament so far. As Skyline has to get that one away. It's still dangerous. Jacob doesn't turn that one in. It's set up. Jacob just flicks it onto the side because he doesn't want Skyline to get the clearance. But NRG still with pressure. They have not left that half for a long time. Skyline finally clearing it into the blue end, but NRG will put that pressure on almost immediately. As here comes Fireburner and Sad Jr. looking at the same ball. Now Skyline, oh, they've ruined their own momentum trying to get that one set up, and NRG still pressing in that final third.
Right, they had such a good chance as well. You saw 2 NRG players coming up with some aggression. They didn't get anything out of it, and that's when then the counterattack needed to come through. Unfortunately, like you said, someone got in front of them, and they got played back in. Now they're kind of getting this ping pong back. Someone needs to settle it and maintain some possession.
It's going to be quite 2 players going for that one, just wanting to make sure of absolutely no pressure being on the ball. But now, backflip from Siki might just undo the pressure that they have, but now Skyline by himself, he's got 2. He's managed to get a touch onto that one. It's an open goal. Can he get it up? No, Jacob recovers in time to take that one, but Siki over the K-Dub. K-Dub looks for Skyline, but Skyline thinks better of it. But he should be able to take control of this ball. No, Sad Jr. has beat 2 of them. He's now got Siki, but Siki confidently takes that one away, looking for K-Dub on the other side of the pitch.
You can tell how comfortable Siki is already, making touches, making the stops, and then the follow-up off that wall to clear it across field. Good misdirection coming out already.
Oh, shot on target! That is going to be your first goal of this weekend in your RLCS Grand Finals.
K-Dub going down in history with this play. Ball brought up on that corner and just stuffs it back into the net. We are only 2 minutes and 10 seconds in, and that's how it's going to go.
Precision Z have not had the majority of the pressure. They have not had the majority of the possession either, but they have possession of the very first goal, and that is what is important right now. K-Dub looks to make it 2, and he's done it!
K-Dub is popping off! Look at this shot come through. Gets up on the wall, plays it perfectly with the help of Skyline, and then immediately following up. I mentioned it at the beginning. Skyline needs to step up for this team. He's the one that draws all these passes together, and there it goes again.
Well, what does this do now for this team? This team that we're now looking at the 2 players that we have the biggest question marks over their heads. Skyline and K-Dub. Could they step up to this stage? They were untested. They are looking fine right now. Ball put up high. Now Sad Jr. doesn't get any contact. Here comes Siki for the finish. Hits the crossbar. Pressure is still on. Into the net. 3-0 to the European team.
One after another for these teams. You see this ball played off the crossbar, something we see Northern Gaming do so much. It draws out both those defenders, and then a shot from Skyline perfectly placed at the top left corner.
So what exactly right now do NRG need to do? They have got to be having flashbacks right now to the first RLCS. They cannot afford for this to be happening again.
As you bring it up, mental game. First, calm the nerves. They understand there's still plenty of time in this game. We're only halfway through. Second, bring the pressure. You're allowing this team to just shove it down this field, and you need to contest it earlier.
Skyline's going to try and get himself up there. Gets block shot into the side of NRG. Now Jacob needs to try and play that one away. Siki doesn't get contact. Jacob, how much boost does he have? He has enough to try and put some pressure on, but K-Dub eventually clears that way. He's going to follow it for a second touch. Just needs to leave this now in the NRG half. As long as they continue to put that pressure on, more time will waste, better chance they have of winning.
What a bully dropping back for Precision Z as well. You see this play being put down to their net. He runs in front of him, catches his goal. Oh, net again.
Skyline tried to get a hold of that ball, didn't get the double jump that he was after, and ended up backflipping. But they still have a hold of that lead, and the time is ticking away. 1 minute and 30 seconds for NRG to find 3 goals. Otherwise, they will lose the first match in this best of 5. K-Dub gets beat to that one, and now Sad Jr. looks to go for the flick to get it off the backboard and set up, but Fireburner looking to try and get that in. Jacob and Fireburner, they might be starting to link up now.
They need to start getting that comfortability. As soon as they get that first one to break, you know these guys are going to be able to respond, but quick touch outside, really well placed by Fireburner. But still, Siki waiting yet again.
Oh, that could be going in. Jacob doesn't get any contact. It ends up popping off the sidewall, and that is going to be number 4.
Gets in front and just plays it right around, but using that corner perfectly. Jacob does get a touch on it, but it still squeaks in. And up by 4 already in this first game, this NRG team needs to, I hate to say it, but they need some energy.
You know what? Okay, we'll go with that one, but we'll move on quickly. Jacob off the backboard, and that is going to be played only up to Skyline. 1 minute remaining in this matchup. 4 goals is the difference. Jacob flicks that one just over the top and ends up landing on top of Fireburner. Did not want any of that, but the pressure is still on. Now the counter-attack comes through. Siki leaves the ball, allowing Jacob to put that one up high, and K-Dub clears it away. NRG above everything right now. Need a goal to get some momentum heading into the second game.
Exactly as you said. You can see their play style changing up as we mentioned, that unconventional change. They're starting to play a lot more aggressive. A lot of that because they have nothing to lose right now. They just need to score something. Give themselves some momentum going into this next match.
That's going to be a turnaround. Skyline has to get there before Fireburner, and he does do so. Blocks that one away. Over to K-Dub. K-Dub looks to flick that one just over the top, but it is all just to see the time away as Fireburner flicks that one up only over to Jacob, who tries to get off the backboard. Can he follow this one up? Highlight reel looks for it, and Fireburner backflip. Skyline is going to see that one down, and that is going to hand this very first game over to Precision Z.
Looking so strong already. You see these guys come in and send a message one after another, but shout out to Siki. We talked about he's got the previous experience. He needs to come out and make a difference. I noticed you.
No, we noticed all of them that game. That was a huge game there for Precision Z, looking strong throughout the entirety of that, every single member of the team coming through, and we are going to be looking at a very strong team. If they can keep that going. NRG, though, we need to see them come out of their shells.
Right, this is when they need to really change up that play style, something that we know that they are fully capable of doing. Sad Jr., part of the reason why they have him is because of how difficult he is to read. Same thing with Jacob. Their play styles are so unconventional, the pass plays that they set up, you just don't see them developing. This Precision Z team is doing a very good job of shutting that down so early before it even develops.
Skyline 3 assists that game. Absolutely ever. Doing his best Jacob impression during that matchup. Just all over the place, getting in the way of absolutely everyone. NRG, it just looks like they're not quite ready for this pace right now. They need to step it up a little bit, get themselves going, get some speed into their play, because we're not seeing them bounce the ball around, not really looking for each other as much as they normally do.
Well, that's the benefit of Precision Z. Once those guys are firing on all cylinders, they show that they can beat the top teams. That's part of the reason why they're in the top 4 right now. So one after another, you're going to see that pressure start to come out, but that's where NRG needs to stop them. They need to stop that pressure in some way, and the first part of doing that is meeting them at the ball. So far, they haven't done that.
Really have not, but we have got a long way to go in this. This is only game 2 of a possible 5-set series between NRG and Precision Z. As we get ourselves into this Fireburner, it's going to be the one going for that, and Siki faces off against him. K-Dop looks to try and take control, but it's going to go over to Jacob early on. No power onto that, but it's only over to Fireburner, who looks to keep that pressure going, getting it over into the corner. Jacob, can he recover in time? Looks for the bump up to Siki, and that has really thrown a spanner into the works of Precision Z, who have to scramble to get it away. They need more of that.
That was such a good play, though. Awareness, that unconventional play style we talk about, not just in there changing up the way that they play, but also making sure to utilize everything. As soon as that ball goes far, he boosts into the wall, doesn't get anything out of it, but he sees the defender, gets up, bumps him, and then gets played down in midfield. Just nobody there to follow it up just yet, but the pressure's starting to come alive.
K-Dop has to get rid of that one just past Fireburner, who was trying to predict where the next ball was going to go. Here comes K-Dop, gets that one down, almost past Jacob as well, but Fireburner should be able to get onto that, but not quite able to. Sad Jr. on the wall, looks for the corner just to try to alleviate some pressure, but Precision Z trying to capitalize on a phenomenal first game for them. K-Dop flicks that one down, it's over into the middle, and Jacob, crucial touch there for him, getting it away from the oncoming shooter.
But even with that clear, just immediately waiting on the other side, a perfect touch, plays it back in the midfield, and then the pressure comes yet again for Precision Z.
Well, we're seeing a couple of misses there, but NRG still stuck in that final third. It's almost a reverse of what we saw at the beginning of the last game. As the NRG looked very strong there. K-Dop, dangerous from him. He's got to try and recover. That was like the first rule I ever learned. Do not play the ball in front of my own goal.
Yeah, very scary as you saw Sad Jr. come across. What a save from Jacob. I didn't even see him back there.
He comes in from the bottom of the screen, and then he launches the ball as far away from his goal as possible. And that is going to be absolutely crucial. But K-Dop once again looks for a way through, takes the shot early, and didn't look for Skyline, who was right there waiting for the pass. But they have opportunities here, both teams. Sad Jr. doesn't have the boost, and it's going to allow Siki to flick that one away. K-Dop looks for the rush. Only two players trying to get themselves back. Here comes Fireburner. The ball was touched before he could get that long clearance away. But NRG starting to spread themselves out just a little bit more and looking stronger because they've got themselves in positions where they can finally start to react.
Just like you said, spreading out the field, the benefit that brings is being able to make those contests that we're talking about, those 50-50s they need. As soon as that ball doesn't go in their favor, they're meeting these other players on the other team and then pushing that back to the other side. It's allowing this to stay a little bit more in the midfield. That's what they need. There's been too many times it's been on their end.
Launched away. We are almost halfway through this matchup. No goals to speak of, but Jacob tries to find a ridiculous angle. Isn't quite able to do that, and now we're going to see the counterattack. K-Dop going to try and take it all the way by himself. Flicks it off the side, looks for Siki. Siki beats to it by Jacob, taking that one away, and now it's Jacob versus Skyline. Jacob over to Fireburner, and finally, that duo has met up.
Those are the pass plays we expect out of these guys. You see him. He gets it past one, and then perfectly plays it back against that wall to draw that defender. That defender's in such a difficult position. He either contests the ball in hopes that he makes a play, or he's got to deal with a 1v2 situation on 2 shots. Not much you can do there anyway.
Not much at all. He has to try and do something. As long as NRG play that correctly, they will get themselves a goal, and they have got themselves a goal. As Jacob off the side wall, only over to Skyline, but Skyline clears that one into the side. Fireburner to Jacob. Jacob over to Fireburner. Almost find themselves yet another goal, but here comes Sad Jr. He wants a part of the pie right now. As Sad Jr. nice flick into the middle, but Jacob just undershoots the aerial entirely, and now that leaves Siki and Skyline, allowing them to get them some pressure on. But it's going to be cleared away by NRG, or not quite. Siki shot onto the crossbar. Sad Jr. doesn't get contact, and it's going to be just in. Oh my goodness, that did not come from anywhere. I couldn't even see that.
Sad Jr. did make a good attempt trying to get up for this. He was in a very dangerous position where he's got to hit it just right, so it flicks back behind him, but not hard enough to where it hits his backboard, because then it puts it in an even more dangerous position. But because he doesn't hit it either way, the follow-up from Precision Z, we are at a tie game in game number 2 of this best-of-5 series.
Fireburner just over the top. This is now an even game as we head into the final 90 seconds. Long shot.
Oh, that pass!
Down over to Sad Jr. Oh my goodness, what a play!
Perfect pass coming out, and what a response. Sad Jr. up to Fireburner, and then Fireburner gets up and tilts his car, hitting it perfectly back down to his teammate, and then puts it in. There's that piece of pie you were mentioning.
Fireburner and Sad Jr. finally linking up and looking so good doing it. As Skyline just gets that one over the top. Fireburner should be the first one over to that. NRG have to now protect this lead. Even better yet, continue to advance upon it, make it a 3-1 game, and they can start to rest easy. But that's a missed touch there from Siki. K-Dop has to react in time to get rid of it. Played just over the top, but Sad Jr. doesn't get any contact. Here comes Jacob looking for a flick over to side. Finds Fireburner and clears that one away. They realize that they don't have to think of too much when they go forward. They just have to keep that pressure away from their net.
Benefit of keeping that pressure, eventually it will start to break down. These constant shots, one after another, eventually there's going to be someone who makes a mistake on defense or is low on boost. It's something that we saw this Precision Z team do in the first match, but NRG is responding correctly, just barely missing out, but Jacob has the chance.
Jacob's going to get himself up high. How much boost does he have? He has enough. Sicky has to get to that one first, and a launch back. Fireburner is now against K-Dop. Fireburner has to do well here. He's handed over possession. K-Dop looking for the center, and it might just go in. Pounces off the post and is not in. NRG hold on to their lead, but they are still under pressure. Eventually should be taken away. K-Dop passes that over to Sicky though. Sicky trying to get the set. He's got K-Dop in the middle, but no contact from him, and NRG are for the time being safe.
The difficult thing with 15 seconds left, they have to find a way to make it out. They're playing a little bit more passive, sitting back a little bit further, but the issue is that allows this Precision team that strives on pressure able to come in.
Oh, there's an opportunity! K-Dop puts it in! Fireburner! What a save! Highlight level, MVP level, Fireburner level, the win for NRG!
Battling it out to make sure they get that victory, coming down to the last second, and Fireburner showing why he was known for defense, but still able to move up and make these goals.
I'm just gonna...
Oh my goodness.
Okay, every muscle just needs to untighten right now. We need to chill out a little bit because that was a ridiculous end to a ridiculous matchup. What a way to finish that. Fireburner coming down and clearing that one away using the post as well. Welcome to the land, boys. Let's play fun here.
Wow, we are all awake here for game number 3. Still, this is what NRG needed to do. After that first match, all this pressure coming up from Precision Z, they meet them at the midfield, they start to apply that pressure, and look what happens. It starts to swing in their favor, and then they keep it. But you saw how close it gets. When you let off just for even a little bit, Precision Z is going to stomp you.
Well, here's the part where we have to criticize, however. Skyline is offering us donuts in that stat sheet. And it's not quite been a great game from him. After he was so good previously, it could have just been an off one. Hopefully this is not going to be a storyline as we move forward, because we want to see these teams at their best.
Right, Skyline, as I mentioned, and I'm going to keep saying it, him and Sad Jr. are your players to watch. You saw Sad Jr., you mentioned how he wanted to get a piece of that pie. He comes up, makes 2 plays back-to-back, eventually gets his own goal. Skyline needs to do that same thing. If he is not a part of this team's rotation, they're in big trouble. You see that time and time again. Every single one of those times, and every single one of those plays, every single pass has either been set up by Skyline and K-Dop. If Skyline's not there, what are they going to do?
Well, I hope that the end of that last game was enough to wake up those of you in America that have had to get up early. We do apologize for that. However, I think that alone should have been making it worth it. As Fireburner looks to try and get himself an early goal. That is open, but Skyline comes back in from the goal, clears that one away, only over to Sad Jr. We're seeing some long shots being played, and that is going to favor Precision Z as they're going to get the first real opportunity. K-Dop gets that into middle. Fireburner, weak clearance away. Sicky not on target.
Oh, it's
but
Fireburner
didn't need to get that touch. He's gone from the hero last game to setting up his opponents.
Such a difficult position. He's having to make back-to-back saves. That clear wasn't a little bit far enough, but then you saw 2 of his teammates pushing it back in, and that's the issue. He has no momentum to bring that through, and that's difficult. Someone needs to swing around. They're sending 2 to make that save. Big mistake.
Yeah, Fireburner is going to be the unlucky one that has to try and deal with a bad situation. And that is going to hand over an early lead to Precision Z, as they will try and maintain it and even capitalize on it. Jacob flicks that one over the top, only over to Skyline, who gets a grazing shot on the top of the ball. Jacob, only over to Sicky. Sicky clears that one up high. And it seems like every time this long ball game starts to happen, Precision Z do come out on top. NRG need to start avoiding that in the future because they're just not getting anything out of it.
No, the big thing that benefits NRG is these quick little pass plays, something that Jacob and Fireburner like to really utilize with the help of Sad Jr. It's unconventional, it's very tough to read. When they spread out and they have these big shots, it allows the Precision Z team time to kind of develop this play, and that's when they really attack you.
Fireburner gets himself up high, launches that one only up to Skyline, who gets a very good touch onto that, launches that almost the entire way down the field, and we're going to see more and more of these. There isn't even a volleyball update out there, boys. What are you doing? Put that one up high. As we're going to see Jacob come in, almost try and turn that one into the back of the net. Fireburner gets that one away. Here comes K-Dop over to Sicky. Sicky beats his opponent to it. That's going to be bouncing off the backboard. Sad Jr. doesn't get a great touch, but Fireburner is there to help him out. And here comes Jacob. Gets a block onto the attempt. It's clear away by Precision Z. As the pressure is still going. 1-0 is still the scoreline as Sicky gets that over the top. We see Skyline also going for the same aerial. That leaves 2 of them behind to take on Sad Jr. and Jacob. But it's an unconvincing move there by Jacob, passing that one straight over to an awaiting K-Dop. Now K-Dop looking for the setup. Skyline gets it down and takes it away from Sicky. Now NRG have their opportunity. Launched long by Sad Jr. Turns into the net by Jacob. Overcommit from PZ.
Smart decision coming out. Jacob securing that, making sure. But that touch, it was really well placed by Skyline. Unfortunately for him, the call was probably bad. His teammate was already up in the air looking for a higher touch. Unfortunately, it plays down. You got 2 defenders already committed, and then a big clear. But the big thing that you saw NRG do, they saw the opportunity. They didn't wait to dribble it. They put a shot on net immediately.
Jacob trying to get that up there before K-Dop, and that pressure is going to be there. Sad Jr. touches that one down. Now K-Dop with the clearance away. Fireburner over into the middle for Sicky with yet another large clearance. Jacob just tries to touch that one. NRG are back into this match, or they could not be. K-Dop doesn't have to touch that at all. That is going to be 2-1.
Again for Sicky. You see these guys committing so much. Fireburner's actually trying to play that a little bit closer to himself so he can bring it up for an air dribble, but Sicky recognizes that play. It's too conventional. He goes, he contests it, and then again, we saw at the very first goal of this entire LAN. You saw K-Dop contest it and then push it back in.
Well, that means NRG have to chase yet again, as they will try and find and exploit a hole in this Precision Z defense. A very tough defense to crack as well, as many of their European opponents will attest to. As Fireburner doesn't get any sort of second jump onto that, so goes over the top of it. Here comes Sad Jr. Just clears that one away. No one ready for him, but that's now 3 Precision Z players roughly in the same position. Jacob. It's a looping clear. That was actually quite dangerous for Skyline to deal with. Now it's going to be a long shot. That's going to go just over to the side. But once again, NRG breaking their own rotation. If that was on target, that could have been very dangerous for them.
Dangerous for 2 reasons. One, Sad Jr. didn't rotate back initially. He went for their boost, trying to make it easy so when these rotations do start to come through for them, the other team doesn't have the boost to get up and make a save. Unfortunately, it gets cleared, but then as that rotation is starting to come through on the offensive side for Precision Z, a demo comes out and it completely stops everything they're trying to develop.
K-Dop has got the ball himself, takes it past one player, takes it past 2, and Sad Jr. has extended the lead.
Solo plays coming out from K-Dop, one after another, takes a quick tap inside, and then before, as soon as it bounces once, puts a shot on net. Not the best placement, but still, happens so fast, nobody's able to get back on defense and make a save.
Yeah, the defender has to have a guess as to where that ball is going to go. K-Dop just tried to put it as far away as possible, and now PZ looking strong in this game 3. Skyline tries to take that one up, but Jacob just hits that one against the wall, and he's a 1v3 wrecking machine right now. Sad Jr. just over to the other side. NRG needs something quick. Fireburner, that's not going to help them out at all. Misses the ball entirely. Skyline looks to try and get another setup, but we can see here PZ are not going to overcommit. Ball off the backboard. Fireburner finds the net, and we have a real match.
Passing plays coming out again. You see them playing this up really high. Sad Jr. and the help of Jacob pushes that up against the wall. Just a quick touch rotating his car, so it plays straight back and then settles down to his best friend Fireburner, the most prolific scorer in NA.
What a duo that is. I wish I had a friend like that. I wish I had a friend.
Right, I got you, buddy.
Thank you, dude. Got some bromance here on the cast. Skyline and K-Dop over into the corner as Jacob looking to try and go for the setup. Over into the side. Still 50 seconds for NRG to find a goal that can get them back into the match. As Sad Jr. looks to try and find Fireburner. Fireburner, unconvincing shot onto target. That was a great opportunity for them. But now, Precision Z will not rest on this. If they can get that extra goal, they can seal this match. But they have to try and find a way through without exploiting their own defense. Sad Jr. looks to try and look for K-Dop, which is not really the sentence I should be saying, as K-Dop just over the top. Now it's over in this PZ half. This is going to be dangerous for them, especially when Fireburn is there. Hits that post. No! Jacob can't turn himself around in time to turn it in. It's still in that half. Fireburner has to turn around. He's beat K-Dop. Sad Jr. needs boost. He's going to turn around immediately after that. Puts the pressure on. 2 players over there. Fireburner looks for the flick. He doesn't get it. PZ have to clear that one away, and that is going to do it. 2-1 to Precision Z.
2 set plays coming together at the end there. You see Precision Z. They actually sweeped in as an entire team and took the entire boost from the side of this team of NRG. And then you saw it come into effect literally seconds later. Sad Jr. didn't have any boost. He had to go to the side instead of being able to aggress that initially, and it completely stopped everything. But that flick is so close from Fireburner. If he would have just had a slight touch, he might have had a chance. But still, Precision Z back and forth, man.
Yeah, that's been a heck of a series so far. The ball came towards Fireburner. It was like, think fast. just wasn't quite quick enough. But we see 5 shots coming out from Fireburner. We can see what NRG are trying to do. And when he's getting a hold of the ball, he seems to be putting on decent shots. But right now, they are just being shut down by being constantly aggressed on. And sometimes that rotation is coming a bit too far forward that it's really starting to hurt them. They are 1 game away from that loser's bracket yet again.
Yeah, we're on match point for Precision Z. If they take this next one, they have a chance to move on in the bracket. As for NRG, they've shown that they can bounce back before. You mentioned their biggest mistake. They're putting too much pressure up front with that rotation. They need to settle back. Fireburner has always been that guy that's been that last one back, but then when everything looks good, he moves up.
Yes.
They're sending everybody right away, and it's punishing them very hard.
We can really tell right now that maybe what it's going to take for NRG to win this is going to be down to Fireburner's ability to calculate risk. Is it worth going towards that ball, or is it worth just sitting back and hoping that the next play will be the one for him? Either way, NRG, they've been in this position before. They don't want to take the same steps.
No, it's such a difficult mental thing, and these guys are probably going through that yet again. They don't want to have to deal with the same issue of climbing through that bracket so early on, even though they have the opportunities. Trying to break that curse dropping down is... Wow.
I'm going to take over. I'll take over. Don't worry, my friend.
Guard, man, completely.
Fireburner clears that one away, and that is going to be bounced off the side. Fireburner still trying to put some pressure on. As Sad Jr. turns himself around, flicks that one over to middle, looking for Fireburner. Fireburner flicks that one, but not into the side of the goal, and that's going to be an easy save for Siki. Jacob gets that one down. Fireburner yet again, we can see him. He is the main part of these offensive plays. They just need him to finish. Skyline tries to get the move out of Sad Jr., but NRG, they don't even flinch at that move. They knew what they needed to do. Good to see that nerves are not affecting them in that sort of scenario as they try and turn something in here. Everyone from NRG trying to pounce onto this ball, but nothing quite coming from it.
Smart decision as well. After they do that, you see Fireburner recognizes he doesn't have a chance, immediately rotates back, has a chance now, plays that back down inside. But the way that they're spreading out, they're recognizing they're not trying to go for these contests that can punish them.
NRG are looking very good right now, though, at just spreading themselves out. They make sure that they've got one player capable of reacting to the worst possible scenario as they try and get themselves a win that can take this into Game 5 in our first game of this RLCS LAN. What a way that would be to start us off here. Siki over into the corner. Fireburner doesn't get any contact onto it. Now Skyline gets it off the side. And K-Dop is beat to that one by Jacob and Fireburner, who are starting to combine, put the shot to target, but once again, the shot is just not good enough to really test this PZ defense.
Still good pass plays.
Oh, that's a great play! Fireburner just gets the save.
That's what you need against a team that's going to aggress this hard, and they're going to contest you every time. You need to start getting team passing plays out. Probably not like that, even though it worked out, but they need to play those quick touches using multiple players to get it around and then to go for that counterattack. Even though that first shot wasn't in, someone else needs to be there to follow it up. It just hasn't been happening because they've been using all that pressure, and they still have to balance out the defense with Fireburner.
Hi, Sad. You were just kind of in the air there as Fireburner tries to get that one away from K-Dop, and now Siki flicks that one up. This team has been very dangerous on the dribble so far, and they will continue to try and get more goals using that strategy as NRG just need to keep that away from their net for the time being and set something up. Jacob looked uncomfortable as now he gets the eventual clear away using that lovely car and hat combo that he has going on. It is beautiful. It's almost iconic at this point as Siki just gets that one off. There's going to be K-Dop who gets challenged by Jacob last second, and now Sad Jr. just launches that one away. Not really capable of doing anything with that, though.
It was actually really close. He hit post with that, so it was a good idea on that shot. He thought he had an opportunity, but in most cases, like you were kind of saying, you want to slow that down a little bit. Nobody's pressuring you. Everybody's backing off. Dribble it a little bit and then make a touch. We saw Skyline score multiple chances like that with the help of K-Dop.
Fireburner gets that one down. Siki is there waiting for him, and Fireburner comes out the victor, but he realizes K-Dop was going to be better than him. Over into the corner. Jacob just up high, gets an extra touch, takes Skyline out of the play. He's got Fireburner in support. Jacob off the back wall, and that's not going to be in a position they can deal with, but NRG can now turn around. Sad Jr. looked for Jacob, just too much power on that, and Jacob doesn't even try for it, realizing it was better to just get back, and this is why, because the pressure, the goals, and the shots can come from Precision Z. Long shot, K-Dop doesn't get back in time. Long shot goal for Sad Jr.
Plays it over the top. There's another long shot. We talk about him dribbling. He recognizes the mistake. K-Dop's cheating up on that, doesn't get there in time, and then plays it over the top. Still, a good flick save trying to happen. Hits the crossbar or the side post, not well enough, and he goes in his own net. A minute 34 left. They're up by 1. They have a chance to bring this to game number 5.
So smart there by Sad Jr., noticing the mispositioning of the Precision Z's team and then just launching it into net to give his team the lead. As Sad Jr. clears that one away. Precision Z have got a minute and 18 seconds to avoid a game 5, and that's not going to be good, but double block there from Fireburner. The deployable barrier has come out, and he is refusing to move.
Well played, and that buys his team on back a lot of time. Being able to just set up and get some boost and then move together as a unit, it's something that Precision Z's been doing a really good job. Here they go again.
Skyline gets that one up. K-Dop is in position, turns that one over the top. Here comes Sicky, turned over to the side. Once again, NRG very good at just waiting for their moment in defense, pouncing on the player who's about to shoot. And now here comes Sad Jr., looks to try and get that one down and gets taken out for his troubles. He's over there, and up there. But he's going to be coming back onto the pitch, and he's going to be playing that one away. Over to Sicky, over to K-Dop. But Jacob is going to get to that one first. Going to get himself a second touch. Oh my goodness, what a great combo there from Jacob. Putting plenty of momentum onto that ball, plenty of momentum on his own car to get himself in the way. Now K-Dop over to the middle to Sicky. But once again, NRG are right there. They are shutting this down so well.
This is something that they're doing differently from the last time when they had the lead. They recognize the pressure. So what do? They bring it to them. They know if they can just keep it on this side for 8 more seconds, they can bring it to game number 5.
Sad Jr. looks for the setup. NRG just getting themselves in the right position. We've got one player from them in the goal, and that is going to be Fireburner, who turns that one down. We are going to game 5 in this first game. First series.
What better way than to go to game number 5 in the first match of the day for the Rocket League Championship Series International File here in Amsterdam. I'm sure you guys are having a good time. I know we're having a good time, but this match could not get any better. Back and forth every single match. You see these guys starting to come through. And yet, again, Skyline, the bottom of that scoreboard, needing to step up. But it was actually up to NRG. They controlled the entire pace of that game.
They really did. We can see there 3 saves each on both K-Dop and Sicky throughout the entire game, and yet it wasn't enough because that one goal went in and they just didn't have enough offensive bite to them, really. Only 3 shots coming in from them overall against the 8 shots that we see there from NRG. That game was as NRG as it could have been, and that scoreline could have been much worse.
Right, and it was that bite that you're talking about that they didn't have, but when they did try to put it into place, they got punished for it. That's how the one goal happened. You saw this team try to cheat up and make a play and try to move as a unit together, but as soon as they got beat to it by Sad Jr., a big clear, they had to hustle back, and they ended up putting it in their own net.
Certainly is, and we're going to be heading in to the first 5-game series, our very last match here. We are going to be heading to an old favorite of any SART BC veteran. We are going to be heading to Urban Central with a bit of a new twist to it. I love this map so much, and there's no better place for us to win this series.
No, phenomenal map indeed. And now it comes down to this. All these other games trying to make it through into this next one. Let's give them their energy. Let's see Precision Z put some shots on net. How's it going to play down? We have no idea, but I cannot wait to see.
Sad Jr. clears that one away. Only over to K-Dop, though, who's going to keep that pressure going. Jacob is just going to try and get over to the corner, but Precision Z starting this game off strong until that eventual clear away. Now Jacob gets off the side. Sicky has to react, and here comes Sad Jr., though. No one can stop him from taking the shot, but they can stop the shot itself. And now K-Dop is against Fireburner. That's going to go towards the middle. Sicky has been the one chosen to take away from Sad Jr., but he's not going to be able to get it any further than that. Ball over to the side. K-Dop's got bumped away into Skyline. A nice little player pull shot there. As Skyline up high, looking for Sicky. That's some nice 1-2 play. What a great save to follow that one up. NRG, their defense has been above and beyond so far, but they have to get this way, and K-Dop gets that to the side.
Here comes the pressure from Precision Z we've seen, but the defense stepping up. A lot of these are getting so close, but it's a matter of the recovery. You see NRG, as soon as they make that save, they land, they get up for it, and then they clear it out immediately.
One goal in this could be all it takes. The last game was a 1-0 matchup, so anything here for either of these teams could be the final goal and the only goal they need to take them through to this next round. As K-Dop clears that one away, Sad Jr. doesn't get any contact. Sicky looks to find a partner that wasn't there over in the middle, and now Sad Jr. tried to get a touch from that away from Skyline. But both these teams looking to just try and make sure they do not overcommit. Fireburner needs contact. Siki passes that to K-Dub. K-Dub gets blocked once again by Jacob. I cannot stress this enough, how good NRG are doing at shutting everything down. And now Fireburner chooses to back away from that one because Siki was always going to beat him to it. But NRG have their opportunity to try and get something together as long as they can stop Siki, who has the ball. Ball off the backboard. Skyline first to it as Fireburner takes a player out, and now that's going to leave Siki by himself, but it's an easy ball for him to clear away. But it looks like we're just in motion here every single time. Precision Z try and get rid of the ball. Oh, there's another NRG player there. Look, they do it again.
Back and forth, these guys are meeting them so well. They're just not leaving anything to chance. As soon as that ball gets landed, there's someone there waiting for it. It's something that they struggled in the first game, and as the series has started to develop, they're getting better and better at it. But the pace of this game is really slowed down. I think that favors this precision. Oh,
Sad just has to turn around. He's going to put it onto the shot. He's got the save by Skyline, who keeps his team in the match. But now Precision Z have to keep that ball away from their own goal, and they've managed to do so.
He had all the time in the world with that, and he just forced it. That's something that this LAN environment does. It causes you to feel that pressure. He just didn't want to risk it, puts a shot on net, which is still better than nothing, but he had time, should have savored it, and then made a good placement. Tried to draw out that last defender, but a shot on net!
Oh, another save there, and it's going to be Siki this time, who gets a clearance away. Now Siki yet again looking to try and get it to bounce off so he can follow it, but Sad Jr. has actually missed. K-Dub, shot, save that from Fireburner. Skyline can't turn that one in. These two teams refuse to go away.
What? How did he make that save?
No idea. It is called hoping for the best, jumping, and when the ball hits your car, you just breathe a sigh of relief because you are still at a 0-0 game in the biggest match of your life. K-Dub looks for Skyline. Skyline, just too much power on that pass, and that cannot be turned in. Now NRG can try and get themselves going, but a no contact there from Sad Jr. breaks down that play as K-Dub looking for the setup. Jacob just away. And now we are at that stage with 80 seconds remaining here. Any goal is the most important goal because that really could be it. There is very little time for a team to react if it does go in against them. And now Fireburner is breathing down the neck of K-Dub, but K-Dub reacts well, just clears that one away early on. The Skyline looking to just try and turn that into the NRG corner. And this is turning into one of those games where the teams aren't necessarily looking to try and score, but looking to try and not concede.
Right, it's a lot of just looking for a mistake. Eventually these teams are just making, you know, smart touches. Play it downfield, put it in a position, go for a shot. But if it doesn't work out, pass coming down, still a save by Sad Jr. These guys are doing such a good job making sure they clear that ball out of dangerous position.
There is always someone ready to try and make up if a mistake is made. They are there, but K-Dub has a shot, and once again, another NRG player is there to take it away from them. Siki has got to try and get that on top of Fireburner. He's played that one up high, and Skyline's going to start heading himself back. But K-Dub is already there, and now we're seeing a long period of time of this ball being stuck in the NRG half. That demolish could be huge, but Jacob gets contact. He's by himself. He's against free. The crossbar is back in to help him out. And we could be going to overtime unless Siki can get something going. Sad Jr. just up high, and that's going to be turned up to side. Skyline looks to try and set something up. There's no one there on his team. They can't afford to let that go in. Siki just there. Save there from Sad Jr. And we could be going to overtime. K-Dub that's going to hit the floor.
Overtime, game number 5 in the first match of the day. This is insane. One after another, the 50-50 going in favor of Sad. With Sky doing a good job of getting up first. That's what they need to do. Apply this pressure. It's where they are most comfortable.
This is the first game of the day. The #1 seed from North America, NRG, versus the #4 seed from Precision Z, who are going to be representing Europe. And they're going to be seeing who can go through to the next round, the semi-finals of the upper bracket. That is how important this next goal is. That is how much they need to get themselves into it, because there is so much on the line here for them to try and play for, as they're going to try and bounce that one off Siki. He's got no one there. K-Dub just tries to keep that one away, but Skyline has to react. Fireburner has won yet again. He's going through everyone, looking for Sad Jr., who doesn't get contact. Jacob clears that one away, only over to Siki. And that is going to be yet again a moment where both these teams could have won or lost the match.
Here we go. We reset it again. The ball's now in favor of
Oh! Skyline tried to do an extra flip in the air, trying to reposition his car so he can continue to aerial towards the ball. No one touching that for a while. Allowing K-Dub to go for the dribble. He almost goes the whole way. That is brave from NRG. You do not let K-Dub dribble. He has already shown this game. K-Dub turns that in, and we have our first winners of the LAN.
Now it really comes down to it again. NRG is going through the same thing they did in the first LAN. Are they going to be able to overcome this? But Precision Z coming in and showing that they are not to be taken lightly, battling for the first one to move up in this upper bracket.
First blood goes to Europe as they try and defend their territory at this LAN. Precision Z in a heck of a series that we have just had to sit through. My voice, oh God, I'm not going to be able to do this again at this rate. But that is going to be a win there. 3-2 to Precision Z over NRG. What a great series we have seen. We have seen the post do great work. We have seen all the players do great work. And now Kelly is going to do great work over on the interview stage.
Thank you so much. Joining me here is Skyline. And do we have some fans? First match of the day. It goes to Game 5. It goes to overtime in Game 5. That had to have been nerve-wracking. What were your teammates thinking?
We were pretty confident, but really, really close. We had a lot of pressure for the first game, but in the final we won.
You know that you've been facing NRG in match 1 for about 3 weeks now. What kind of preparation have you done to go up against them?
We didn't practice that much, but
All right. Anything you want to say to your fans?
Thanks to every fans, every supporters that cheer for us, yeah.
Good luck, man. And guys, we're going to go check with the analysts right now to see what they thought of match 1.
Thank you so much, Kelly. What a match to start things off here at the grand finals of the Rocket League Championship Series. It couldn't have gone any better, all the way to 5 games. We even had an overtime. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance replay to get a little recap of exactly what happened there. Just amazing plays all around.
And Precision Z showing up huge in game 1. Like, it took about 2 minutes for any goals to happen, then 3 goals in 22 seconds, making a statement in game 1.
Phenomenal, going 4-0 in that first game, and then we saw NRG able to keep their head strong.
The
take
save.
That second game to 2-1, and that save from Fireburner, absolutely phenomenal. We've talked about his skill under pressure, but it just wasn't enough for the rest of the series.
Yeah, plus game 3, like, it came down to the final play. Fireburner, he threw one off the post right at the end. We could have had another overtime, but the thing was with Precision Z, like, when they had space, they used it. They used it really well. Like, we were talking, NRG was playing a little scared, it seemed like, or a little passive, and Precision Z just waited for it. And they did a great job using that space, and K-Dop, with his dribbles, he did great there. Then, of course, Game 5 overtime. That's what we all want to see. Maybe we would have wanted to see, like, 5-5 and then go to overtime, but a 0-0 game, so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it almost seemed like NRG was a little too timid to get scared on. Every time they were kind of giving up possession, clearing it out, and then they weren't meeting it up. A lot of uncontested balls in their half, and Precision Z took advantage. They understood they should play the simple game. NRG is going to try and throw some curveballs, but keep the game simple, do what you have to do, get the clears, follow up, and they were just beating them to the ball.
So that leads us to Precision Z moving on. NRG is still in the tournament. They're going to go down to the lower bracket, but I got to ask you guys, maybe for both sides, for both Precision Z and NRG, what's important for their mentality as this tournament continues as they keep their run alive?
Precision Z is, like, got to be happy. Like, got to be just like, this is great. We don't care what happens after this because no one expects us to do anything here. So they have no pressure, but NRG, they have so much pressure. This happened last time. They have to play later today, and if it happens again, then they're going to be known as this great online team that can't perform when there's a crowd in front of them. Basically.
Yeah, and as we know, Precision G just did exactly what everyone did not expect them to do. They were the underdogs. They even mentioned it. I mean, they know they were the underdogs coming in. So and now all they have is up. Yeah, they look calm. They look poised. All they have to do is go up from here. All they have to do is just keep performing the way they have, and they're going to do fantastic.
And I think especially how that series started, Precision Z 4-0, right? In the very beginning. It's got to be huge for them, for their mentality and for their momentum going forward. But congrats to Precision Z. They're advancing on in the bracket. Next up on the stream, as we continue with the grand finals, is Northern Gaming versus Genesis as the matches continue here at the Grand Finals of the Rocket League Championship Series Season 2. We're going to take a short break here on the stream. Again, we're live from Amsterdam at Theater Amsterdam. Short break, and we'll be right back.